Indian forces open fire on helicopter of Azad Jammu and Kashmir's Prime Minister. Forces take helicopter of Raja Farooq Haider as Pakistan Army's. Firing incident occurred in Tarori village near the line of control, but no loss. Azad Kashmir Prime Minister condemns the Indian forces firing on his helicopter. Raja Farooq Haider says they don't want war, hysteria in region. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi tells UN General Assembly India involved in terrorist attacks in Pakistan. Qureshi says Pakistan seek resolution of all issues through comprehensive and serious dialogue. Foreign Minister says Jammu and Kashmir dispute is the biggest hindrance to peace in region. Qureshi said Islamabad to continue to support Afghan peace process. Chief Justice in land grabbing case remarks, did nation vote for Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf to become thugs? Chief Justice Saket Nisar orders authorities to arrest Mancha bomb accused of operating land grabbing group. Police Superintendent apprises court Mancha bomb along with his son is accused of illegally grabbing land in Johor town. First Pakistani elected president of Birmingham Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Saket Bertie elected in annual meeting of Greater Birmingham Chamber. Britain's Prince Charles formally opened fish market in Scotland. Prince meets people working on development, fisheries organizations and heritage growth. Spanish maritime rescue team saves 276 immigrants from Mediterranean Sea. Immigrants were found drifting on 5 small boats through waters of the Alboran Sea. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan opens mosque in Cologne. Cologne is a major center of 3 million strong Turkish community in Germany. Veteran Bollywood actress participates in cardiac awareness program in Mumbai. Kajol advises people at least one person in every family should be cardiopulmonary resuscitation trained. Landfill takes place of concert hall as Russian pianist Pavel Andreev campaigns for Clear Planet. Andreev says he performs as wants to speak about beauty of nature from the opposite side.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You're watching 92 News HDUK. My name is Muhammad Yasir Rizwan.
And my name is Mohammad Ahmed Rana. After headlines, it's time for the details. And the top story is Indian forces opened fire on the helicopter of Azad Jammu and Kashmir's Prime Minister on Saturday.
More in this report.
They mistakenly thought the helicopter of Raja Farooq Haider belonged to Pakistan Army. The firing occurred in Tarori village, which is near the line of control. no injuries have been reported. Haider had gone to the village to condole with former AJK Prime Minister Chaudhry Abdul Majid, whose brother recently died. The attack comes a day after Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi said that India is responsible for terrorist attacks in Pakistan. While addressing the United Nations General Assembly, he said that India was behind the Army Public School Peshawar and Mastung attacks.
While reacting to Indian forces' attempt to attack his helicopters, Azad Kashmir Prime Minister Raja Farooq Haider has said that it is apparent that India is badly puzzled. He said that he neither in a gunship helicopter nor crossed his country's geographical boundaries. According to details, the Azad Kashmir Prime Minister has condemned the Indian forces firing on his helicopter. He said, "We don't want war hysteria in the region," and he further said the Kashmiris will be front line of defense against India. Hundreds of Kashmiris staged protest demonstrations against Indian atrocities and Indian-occupied Kashmir outside United Nations headquarters at a time when Sushma Swaraj was addressing the UN General Assembly session here. More in this report. The protesting Kashmiris asked the world community to take notice of Indian oppression in the occupied valley. They also raised a slogan against Indian External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj. Earlier, Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi said India, in plain sight of the international community, perpetrates state-sponsored terrorism in India-occupied Jammu and Kashmir and other parts of India.
What we want, Indian government, Indian government.
Addressing the UN General Assembly annual session in Urdu language, Foreign Minister Qureshi said there can no lasting peace in South Asia without a just settlement of Jammu and Kashmir dispute based on the UN Security Council resolutions and the will of the Kashmiri people.
Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi on Saturday told the United Nations General Assembly that India was actively involved in the terrorist attacks in Pakistan by providing financial assistance to the extremists. More in this report. Kulbhushan Yadav, on the behest of the Indian government, planned terror attacks inside Pakistan. Qureshi said while addressing the representatives of the United Nations and 195 member state during the UNGA's 73rd session.
पाकिस्तान की तहवील में भारतीय बहरिया के हाजिर सर्विस कमांडर कुलभूषण यादव की मौजूदगी और इसके फराहम करदा नाकाबिले तरदीद सबूत के मुताबिक उसने हुकूमत हिंदुस्तान की ईमा पर पाकिस्तान की सरजमीन पर दहशतगर्दी की माली मावनत और मनसूबाबंदी की.
Speaking in Urdu, Qureshi said Pakistan sought resolution of all the issues through a comprehensive and serious dialogue. The Modi government wasted an opportunity for a dialogue for the third time because of their negative attitude, he underlined.
जनूबी एशिया में अमन उस वक्त तक कायम नहीं हो सकता जब तक मसला जम्मू और कश्मीर पर अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा की करारदादों पर अमल दरामद और कश्मीरी आवाम को हक की राहदही न दिया जाए.
Post-colonialism and Cold War have left its imprints in the region, he noted, adding that Pakistan would never forget the children killed in the 2014 Army Public School massacre.
गुज़श्ता 17 बरस से पाकिस्तान दहशतगर्दी के खिलाफ नबर्द आजमा है. हमने जान और माल की बेमिसाल कुर्बानियाँ दी हैं. हमारी मुसल्लह फ़ौज की अनथक कार्रवाइयों और अवामुन्नास की मुकम्मल हमायत का नतीजा है कि आज पाकिस्तान में दहशतगर्दी का जोर टूट चुका है.
The Pakistan Foreign Minister said his country was engaged in the war against terrorism and its army, with the support of the masses, has ended the scourge from the country. The Jammu and Kashmir dispute was the biggest hindrance to peace in the region, Qureshi said, adding that the issue would not be resolved until the UN resolution were implemented properly.
दहशतगर्दी की आड़ में भारत कश्मीर में मुनज़्ज़म कत्ल व गारतगरी का सिलसिला जारी न रख सकेगा।
Referring to the first ever report on Kashmir published by the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights that had called for an international probe into the numerous violations, he said it had exposed India's face.
पाकिस्तान अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा की हाई कमिश्नर बराए इंसानी हकूक़ की जानिब से शाया करदा हालिया रिपोर्ट का खैर मकदम करता है। इस रिपोर्ट ने दहाइयों से चले आ रहे हिंदुस्तान के रियासती जबर के मकरू चेहरे का पर्दाफाश कर दिया है। ये मकबूजा जम्मू और कश्मीर में भारतीय फ़ौज के हाथों होने वाले मज़ालिम और इंसानी हकूक़ की पामालियों के हक़ाइक़ सामने लाती है और पाकिस्तान के मौक़िफ़ की तायीद करती है।
We welcome the report. It has validated Pakistan's view, Qureshi stressed about. We call for the implementation on its recommendations. India cannot continue with the bloody mayhem on the pretext of terrorism for long, he said. Moreover, Qureshi said that he will meet the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on October 2nd to discuss bilateral matters.
The Chief Justice of Pakistan, Justice Saket Nisar, on Sunday ordered the authorities to arrest Mancha Bomb, who is accused of operating a land-grabbing group in Lahore. More in this report.
A two-member bench of the Apex Court was hearing a citizen petition against the land grabber at the Supreme Court's Lahore Registry. PTI MNA Malik Karamat Khokhar and MP Nadeem Abbas were present in court. As the hearing went underway, the top judge asked, "Who is Mancha Bomb?" The police superintendent further said that the Mancha Bomb, along with his sons, is accused of illegally grabbing land in Johor town. 70 cases have been registered against Mancha, the SP said about it. "When we took action on the court's order, we started receiving calls to stop our operations," the police official said. In response, the Chief Justice inquired who had called the police officer to ask for favors. The SP then told that the Judge Khokhar has asked the police to not arrest Mancha Bomb. Did the nation vote PTI to power to become thugs? Will they make Naya Pakistan by helping criminals? The Chief Justice remarked.
Prime Minister Imran Khan on Saturday said that the PTI-led government will achieve all its promises during the long-awaited tenure. Prime Minister chaired a government's performance review meeting at Banigala today. Information Minister Fawad Chaudhry, Governor Punjab Chaudhry Sarwar, Federal Minister for Federal Education and Professional Training Shafqat Mahmood, PTI's senior leader Naeemul Haq and others attended the meeting. While addressing the meeting, PM Khan directed the ministers to provide maximum relief to the public. He inquired about the government's performance and other important tasks that are unaccomplished yet.
The Sindh Police and Federal Investigation Agency have kicked off investigations after as many 2 billion rupees were found deposited in a vendor's bank account. More in this report.
Abdul Qadir, the resident of Orangi Town, Sector 8L, maintained no knowledge of account and the funds in it. A police contingent has been deployed at his residence after the said disclosure. The vendor said that he came to know about the funds through a summon letter from the FIA, adding that a few years back opened a bank account to buy a house in the Sarjani town of the metropolis. Police maintain that the case appears to be similar to the ongoing money laundering case being heard by the Supreme Court of Pakistan. Previously, in a separate case, FIA found 8 billion rupees in the bank account of a Karachi man. The citizen has expressed a lack of knowledge about the huge sum.
It's time for a short break.
Stay with us. Welcome back. Prime Minister Theresa May said on Saturday those opposing Brexit were playing with the country's future. She asserted there was no better alternative than the Chequers plan.
PM May said she had a long way to go as far as Brexit was concerned. She said not only Brexit, but she would also to look after the domestic affairs. PM May announced that she was going to levy more taxes on the purchase of homes by foreigners in Britain. She challenged the European Union to give a better suggestion if they had any. She said she wanted her opponents to bear in mind that Tory party always preferred country's interests. Britain's former Brexit Minister David Davis said on Sunday he thought it was 80-90% likely that the government will strike an exit deal with the European Union, but warned that he expected talks to go down to the wire.
Speaking to Sky News, Davis said Prime Minister Theresa May's current plan did not satisfy voters' expectations of Brexit and that the final deal would look more like a free trade agreement.
Yeah, I think there will be a deal. I think it's 80-90% likely there'll be a deal. And I think actually the deal will end up as something like what Boris calls Super Canada, what somebody else called Free Trade Plus, basically a free trade-based deal. But we're going to have a very scary few months. Between now and about November, it's going to be really scary. Everybody's going to be calling each other's bluff. There's all sorts of brinkmanship going to go on. That's normal. That's the European Union, daily bread,
The former Brexit minister also denied the issue of the Irish border was an inconvenient truth for the government, instead calling it an inconvenient exaggeration.
An important development took place in Salisbury attack case on Sunday as an old Russian woman identified one of the two suspected attackers on ex-Russian spy and his daughter as a colonel in the Russian army. The woman made the revelation on the condition of anonymity. According to British media, a woman living in a far-flung area of Russia identified Colonel Anatoly with the help of photograph. Shapiga enjoys the status of national hero in Russia. According to investigations, Shapiga was born in a village close to China, Russia. Villagers told media that Shapiga's family had left the village quite some time ago. Old woman's statement has confirmed the identity of one of the two suspected attackers' country to Russian President Vladimir Putin, assertions that none of them belonging to a country's spy agency.
The mobile phone application used by the members of Tory party has developed a major flaw. The personal data of Boris Johnson and several other key members has been leaked, leading to an embarrassing situation for the Conservative Party. More details in this report.
Members of the ruling party find themselves in a difficult situation as a major fault in private conference call phone application used by them has led to the leakage of their personal data. Former Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson is included among those affected by the leakage, besides several serving ministers and members of parliament. Former Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson has been shown doing immoral activities after making some changes to his photographs, while tampering has also been done with the pictures of Secretary of State for Environment, Michael Gove. Tory party has come under a lot of criticism after the leakage of data. Members of the party have demanded stern action against those whose carelessness lead to data leakage.
A seminar was held in Leeds on Sunday to highlight the roles played by the Muslims, particularly women, and the city's development. Speakers on the occasion stressed the need for acquiring higher education to get over Islamophobia. 92 News UK correspondent from Leeds, Nadeem Rathore, is reporting.
A seminar was organized at Islamic Centre Spencer Palace, Leeds, under the auspices of MAND, an organization working for the rights of Muslims. Speakers on the occasion called for promoting Islamic values in Muslims living in UK alongside education. They observed that stories were fabricated to malign Islam. They urged Muslims to respond to the negative propaganda of opponents by adopting a constructive approach.
I'm a student researcher and community chaplain, and I'm also doing a lot of work around heritage. I'm a member of Leeds MEND, which works to bring people together to fight Islamophobia through projects around our history, bringing young people together and training men and women to be better engaged in activism.
Appreciating Muslim contribution and women contribution, and the idea behind the event was female contribution and women empowerment. So what we've done in today's event is celebrated the contributions that women have made in the past, that are making today, and that they will make in the future. So we're trying to inspire the youngsters and the next generation.
It's just a difficult place and a difficult time to be a Muslim woman, but we're doing so many wonderful things as a community, and we've just been hearing how it's time to stop letting other people tell us what and who we are and what our stories are, and actually start telling our own stories. And it's a fantastic example of it today. Some really inspirational speakers.
Today's women Muslim Women of Leeds event has been absolutely amazing. To hear these incredible women share their stories of the inspiring work that they do, but in such self-effacing and humble ways.
The function was unique in the sense that moderate Muslim men and women with a rational and constructive thinking gathered to respond to the anti-Islam propaganda.
For the first time in the 205-year history of Greater Birmingham Chamber of Commerce, a man of Pakistani origin has been elected as its president. Saket was elected as Greater Birmingham's Chamber of Commerce president as the Chamber's annual meeting on Sunday. 92 News UK correspondent from Birmingham, Abid Kazmi reports.
The parents of Saket Bhatti, the first Briton of Pakistani origin to have been elected as Greater Birmingham Chamber of Commerce president, belong to Punjab province of Pakistan. Talking to the media on the occasion, the newly elected president said he would work for the chamber's betterment.
मेरा काम ये होगा कि ब्रेक्सिट जैसे हो रहा है हम पाकिस्तान के साथ ज़्यादा ट्रेडिंग करें, साउथ एशिया के साथ ज़्यादा ट्रेडिंग करें और वो लिंक्स बिल्ड करें। बर्मिंघम में बहुत सारी हमारी पाकिस्तान।
Talking to the media, Chief Operating Officer of Greater Birmingham Chamber of Commerce Russell Jeans, Chief Finance Officer Helen Bates, Chief Executive Paul Faulkner and other office bearers said Saket Bhatti was the first Muslim and the first Pakistani to have been elected to the coveted post in the Chamber's entire history.
We're really excited to have Saket as I think the youngest president in the Chamber's 205-year history. And as I say, he's someone who always makes a big impact whatever he does, and we're really looking forward to him taking on the presidency role here and helping to drive the Chamber of Commerce and the economy.
For the first time we have the youngest Muslim president of the Greater Birmingham Chamber of Commerce in Saket Bhatti, who used to be the president of the Asian Business Chamber of Commerce, and I'm absolutely delighted for him, the Chamber and for the Birmingham region. This is a truly historic moment.
Members of the Greater Birmingham Chamber of Commerce present at the annual meeting congratulated the businessman Saket Bhatti.
Lord Nazir Ahmed on Sunday returned to London after completing his visit to Pakistan. Talking to media on the occasion, Lord Nazir said whenever domestic pressure increases on the India government resorts to mudslinging against Pakistan. 92 News UK Bureau Chief Ghulam Hussain Awan is reporting about.
Lord Nazir Ahmed lashed out at India on his return to London from Pakistan. He told media whenever elections are near in India, the country indulged in blame game to malign Pakistan. Lord Nazir said he met with PM Imran Khan and other senior officials during his visit to Pakistan. He added, Imran was the only leader who was capable of bringing real change in Pakistan.
Macmillan Eye Care and Cancer Research Charity was held in Birmingham on Sunday, which was attended by members of Muslim community in large numbers. Our correspondent from Birmingham, Irfan Ahmed Faraz reports.
Macmillan Coffee Morning was organized at Birmingham's Aisha Mosque and Community Centre, at which people gave thousands of pounds in donations. The purpose of organizing the function was to raise funds for the treatment of cancer patients and for eye care. Talking to 92 News, organizers of the event said they were collecting donations in response to an appeal made by UK's Islamic Mission.
चंदा जमा कर रहे हैं UK Islamic Mission पूरे मुल्क के तुलो-अर्ज़ में इसके लिए अपील लॉन्च की है। मुस्लिम काउंसिल ऑफ ब्रिटेन जो है वो भी इसमें मुआवन है और इंशाल्लाह हमें उम्मीद है कि हज़ारों पाउंड इस नेक मकसद के लिए हम जमा करेंगे।
आज जैसा आपको मालूम है कि मैकमिलन चैरिटी पूरे UK में जो है काफ़ी मॉर्निंग कर रहे हैं। इसी हवाले से UK इस्लामिक मिशन का जो आई केयर का शुबा है उसने पूरे जितने भी UK इस्लामिक मिशन की ब्रांचेज़ हैं वो सब में आई केयर भी काफ़ी मॉर्निंग के नाम से हम जुमे के बाद केक सेल और इस तरह की चीज़ें कर रहे हैं।
Kashmiri tea, cake and rice were offered for sale at the function in order to add the amount generated from the sale to the funds.
Once the chief fortress of a powerful 15th century family descendant from an English knight, the west of Ireland castle went back to its roots.
The grounds of the fully restored Anglo-Norman era tower house were transformed into a medieval battlefield as hundreds of enthusiastic visitors, many from around the world, reenacted full contact combat and games from centuries ago.
Or maybe just really hate each other, who knows?
On the field, fighters dressed head to toe in authentic chain mail armor battled it out, and while their swords may have been blunt, some left with dented helmets. Nearby, metal smelters hammered weapons into shape, spice merchants prepared remedies, and tradeswomen spun and dyed wool.
Britain's Prince Charles led to the official opening of Peterhead Fish Market in Scotland, unveiling a plague and praising the new facility. More in this report.
The market is based at Peterhead Port in Aberdeenshire and is the UK's largest for white fish, mackerel and herring processing. During his visit, the Prince received a tour of the new facilities and watched a display of fish filleting by an apprentice who accidentally dropped a knife during the demonstration, prompting a laugh from Queen Elizabeth's successor. He also met people who had worked on the development, fisheries organizations and heritage groups.
It's time for a short break.
Stay with us.
Welcome back after the break, and now the death toll from an earthquake and tsunami on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi rose to 832 on Sunday. The National Disaster Mitigation Agency said, and adding it is assessed the affected area to be bigger than initially thought.
More in this report.
Many people were reported trapped in the rubble of buildings brought down in the 7.5 magnitude earthquake which struck on Friday and triggered tsunami waves as high as 6 meters. Agency spokesman Stupo Purwo Nugroho told a news conference in Jakarta. With confirmed deaths only from Palu, authorities are bracing for much worse as reports filter in from outlying areas. In particular, Donggala, a region of 300,000 people north of Palu and closer to the epicenter of the quake. Vice President Joseph Kala said the toll could rise into the thousands.
3 people were reported missing in Greece on Sunday after swelling winds and torrential rain brought a flash flood in several parts of the country.
A rare type of tropical storm known as Dekhain began on Saturday and has so far mostly affected areas on the island of Evia, east of mainland Greece and the southern Peloponnese Peninsula. State TV said that a young man and a middle-aged couple were missing in Evia. The Civil Protection Service said it had launched a search and rescue operation near the town of Mantudi. Ships were held at Greece's main ports and traffic was disrupted in several areas as roads flooded due to the heavy rain. Firefighters received more than 1,300 calls for assistance to remove downed trees and other objects and help evacuate people trapped in cars and flooded homes. Temperatures plunged unexpectedly by up to 10 degrees Celsius this week. Wind speeds topped 100 kilometers per hour in several areas and were forecast to intensify.
A total of 106 immigrants arrived safely at the port town of Motril in southern Spain after 276 people were rescued while attempting to cross the Mediterranean Sea.
The immigrants were found drifting on 5 small boats through the waters of the Alboran Sea, the westernmost portion of the Mediterranean, with the Spanish Maritime Safety Agency launching a rescue operation to remove them from danger. Among the 106 immigrants who arrived at Motril, which is located in the province of Granada in the autonomous community of Andalusia, were 27 women and 9 children, who are said to be from sub-Saharan Africa and Asia. After disembarking in Motril, the rescued immigrants received medical attention and are all now said to be in good conditions.
And the US President Donald Trump took his enthusiasm for his detent and North Korean leader Kim Jongun to new heights on the Saturday, declaring at a rally with supporters that we fell in love. After exchanging letters, Trump and Kim have said they want to work towards denuclearizing and the Korean Peninsula, holding an unprecedented meeting earlier this year in Singapore to discuss the idea. More in this report.
Before they turned the page on decades of public acrimony, the leaders regularly traded threats and insults as North Korea pushed to develop a nuclear missile capable of hitting the United States. I was really being tough, and so was he, and we could go back and forth, Trump told a rally in West Virginia, and then we fell in love. Okay, no really. He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters, he said. His supporters laughed and applauded. Trump grumbled that commentators would cast him as unpresidential for describing Kim in such glowing terms.
And we would go back and forth, and then we fell in love. Okay? No, really. He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters. We fell in love. But you know what? Now they'll say, Donald Trump said they fell in love. How horrible. How horrible is that?
Many cities across China are celebrating the upcoming National Day, which falls on October the 1st, with wonderful light shows and a series of picture-cube flower arrangements. More in this report.
Laser light shows illuminated and animated the towering facade of many buildings in Shenzhen City, South China's Guangdong province, on Friday night to mark the National Day and also the 40th anniversary of China's adoption of the police of reform and opening to the outside world. Shenzhen is one of the coastal Chinese cities to establish pilot special economic zones for reform and opening up as a result of the policy. More than 1.1 million LED lights were reportedly installed on 43 buildings in the city center, including the 600-meter-high Pingan Tower, themed The Glorious New Era. The light show will take place every night until December 31, 2018. Hundreds of thousands of LED lights displaying China's national flag were lit up on 35 buildings in Hangzhou City, East China's Zhejiang province. On Friday night, many residents were attracted to take photos with the wonderful scene. This year marks the 69th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. It is a great day for us all. As a resident here, I feel quite honored, said a Hangzhou resident.
国庆69年是我们全国人民大家的日子吧。作为这城市市民，感到非常荣幸。
Shanghai's Burnt is a must-go for people who want to spend their National Day holiday season. There, as 340 buildings are lighted by 12,000 lights along the Hangpu River. Many other cities, including Shozhou, Kunshan, Suiqian, and Natang City in East China's Jiangsu province. Various of flower potters were set up on the streets, adding more holiday atmosphere.
Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan wrapped up a 3-day visit to Germany with a visit to Cologne, where a security lockdown kept supporters and protesters away from a ceremony to open the country's largest mosque.
Police snipers were stationed on rooftops and the area was cordoned off after the city authorities cancelled plans for up to 25,000 people to be allowed to gather outside the mosque, built by an Islamic religious organization that has close ties to Turkey. In his speech at the central mosque, Erdogan struck a conciliatory note but also called on Germany to crack down on Kurdish separatists. Extradite supporters of the cleric Fethullah Gulen residing in Germany and complained that soccer star Mesut Ozil had been hounded out of the German national team after Germany's World Cup exit because of his Turkish roots. Cologne is a major center of the 3 million strong Turkish community in Germany.
It's time for a short break.
Stay with us.
Bollywood actor Kajol launched the Sudden Cardiac Awareness Initiative organized by the Cardiological Society of India on World Heart Day in India's entertainment capital, Mumbai.
The actress was joined at the event by a number of experts, including cardiologists and social workers. Cardiologist Professor Prafula Kirker also demonstrated some emergency procedures on dummies.
You need at least one person in every family to have that kind of training, to be CPR trained. I think it is very, very important.
You need at least one person in every family to have that kind of training, to be cardiopulmonary resuscitation trained, said Kajol while speaking at the event.
It's sad that it took so many life-changing moments for it to come about, and for everybody to stand up and talk about it. But I honestly think that I really think that it is one of those necessary public service announcements that I'm hoping when I speak to the media as well, that they will all take this as the headline, that it is something preventable and we should all work towards it.
Globally, 235 deaths for every 100,000 are attributed to cardiac diseases. The deaths due to cardiac diseases in India have risen by 34% in the last 26 years. Many reasons for cardiac diseases including fat and junk-based diet, an unhealthy lifestyle like irregular sleep schedule and lack of physical exercise.
St. Petersburg musician Pavel Andreev staged an unusual performance to draw attention to global pollution problems. More in this report.
For a project called Breath of the Planet, a grand piano was installed in the middle of a landfill in Russia's northern Leningrad region. In a video clip posted on social media, Andreev played his own composition over dunes of garbage and amidst the cries of seagull hovering above. Andreev told writers that the idea of the performance came about after he played a grand piano on a driving platform on a lake at Russia's famous Ruskaya Natural Park. I wanted to speak about the beauty of nature from the opposite side, Andreev said.
That's all from News Bulletin.
Keep watching 92 News HD UK.